20 of Germany's Nazi leaders who are being charged for war crimes, including committing crimes against humanity. And you will know, Curtly, as we all know, that that is a piece of history that should never be repeated.
Oh, yeah.
A terrible time in world history when human beings found it normal to try to annihilate an entire population.
Oh, yeah.
These guys got to pay for it.
Oh, yeah, they did pay for it. And we will take you to the year 1959 in the United States of America, where Ford Anglia 105E, which was the first British Ford to be marketed to Americans. And this was the Ford Anglia 105E with a new overhead valve engine and a 4-speed gearbox. And it was like nothing else on the road, with its distinctive near-sloping back window, frog-like headlights, as well as a stylish colors. Now, as a Ford enthusiast, Jeff, I would really want to dabble more and see what this Ford was particularly about, and how I can compare it to some of the Ford Rangers we're now seeing on the streets.
Well, now Ford Rangers have like a 6-speed front and things like that. But you know, back in the days, in 1959, this was like some revolutionary stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know, 4-speed gearbox. I know it's a standard in all cars.
Oh, yeah.
But back in the day, this was quite revolutionary.
Oh, yeah, it was.
And we take you to 2003 in the United States, where Michael Jackson is booked for suspicion of multiple counts of child molestation and is freed on a $3 million bond. And he was later acquitted for all of his charges, and quite some controversial stuff that came out. He had a place called Neverland, where he stayed with a lot of children, and so many of those cases, I don't know.
That seemed to have been the base, or the what was called the home of some of these, rather for me, it seemed like a hideous behavior. A turning point in his career was when this trial popped off, and we do know as Michael Jackson went ahead to even advance in his career, he had his skeletons in the closet. But we never have room and space for that, or time for it. And I'm glad that this trial happened, and some of the things that came to light were of that particular result. Because if it wasn't for some of these things being brought to the attention of the public, who knows what would have happened in the future. So quite a fascinating report there coming from the United States.
And with that kind of money, I think MJ could almost get away with anything. I think the first thing that got me suspicious when he named his child Blanket. So you can imagine calling Baba Blanket Mamugas.
Fascinating. And we now get into some of the days we remember today and commemorate on our calendar. And today is none other than the World of Remembrance for Road Traffic Victims. Now, it's called the WDR, and it's commemorated on the third Sunday of November each year. It's a high-profile global event to remember the many millions who have been killed and seriously injured on the world's roads, and to acknowledge the suffering of all affected victims, families, and communities. Millions added each year to countless millions already suffering. A truly tremendous cumulative toll. Now, yesterday, Jeff, I actually received the news that I had lost one of my friends who was also a guest here on Good Morning Zimbabwe, representing the JCI, the Junior Capital International. And I am in mourning right now, and I think with the rest of the JCI team, he also succumbed to an accident down in Murimbechi. A young person at only 26 years old. We remember such. It's always important to observe road traffic, and if you are, as we're getting into the festive season once again, it's very important to also make sure that we observe the laws of the road, because we lose young people, we lose potential because of that. Which other day are we looking at today, Jeff?
Well, today we're also looking at the Universal Children's Day, and it's celebrated annually on the 20th of November. The goal of the Universal Children's Day is to improve child welfare worldwide, promote and celebrate children's rights, and promote togetherness and awareness amongst all children. Initially launched in 1954, the Universal Children's Day has seen some of milestone events in the field of child welfare, marking the anniversary of dates when the UN General Assembly adopted both the Declaration and the Convention of Children's Rights. The convention sets out a number of children's rights, such as the rights to be protected from violence and discrimination, the rights to life, health and education. And the theme is inclusion for every child. Now, currently, we have been talking about many stories, and one of the two stories that are really disturbing me right now, apart from the road carnage that's happening, is the 2 9-year-olds that have been reported in the media, and they've been sexually violated. And we hope that these predators, the people that are responsible for this, will be brought to book. And no child at 9 should be going through that.
Oh yeah, most definitely. We also know the First Lady, Amayoxile Mnangagwa, also intervened, and she got to see for herself that this young person, this was the case in Ulawayo, but most recently, once again,
the case in Bindura.
Yes, and we get to hear of such things, all the way here in Zimbabwe. To be fair, I wouldn't have thought that some of these acts would be happening. And it's a reality, but it's most definitely, we should also stand up for some of our children's rights, even as adults.
Yes, yes, indeed. So right now it's time for early morning news. Good morning, Zimbabwe on a Sunday.